everything is set. Is here we go, just waiting for him to sign. And so good luck.
Some huge news regarding another forward who could be coming to the Premier League. David Ornstein of The Athletic is reporting that Arsenal are exploring a move for Vinicius Jr. How do you like the sound of that?
I love the sound of that. That sounds good. They're the kind of moves that I need to be seeing.
That's what you wanted to hear.
That's a big move, yeah, because that's a statement move. That's a statement signing. You know, fans will get excited about that. Players will get excited about that. And he's a fantastic player. He's a young player. He's electric. We've seen what he can do with Real Madrid, playing in the Champions League. He's got that kind of experience as well. He's a winner. So I think that would be a great signing. To be honest, though, even him, you know, being one of the best wingers in the world, he's going to have to get used to the Premier League because it's a lot more physical than La Liga. But there's no doubt about it. He's one of the world's best.
And how would he fit in? Because he's expecting to start every game. Someone would have to make way for Vinny Jr.
He would. Everyone's making way for him. Yeah. If he comes to the Arsenal, you know, Martinelli's there, Trossard's there, right? And then Eze sometimes he plays that. Yeah, Trossard's off already. Martinelli's there. Eze's there, but Eze is more of a number 10 for me. He can play in that wide area, but Vinny Jr. comes. I mean, he's going in everyone's team straight away. There's no question about that. And
how would that help Gyökeres as well?
It would help. It would help Gyökeres massively as well because he's going to be getting to the line. He's going to be putting balls in the box. But the most important thing, and I said this from the beginning, Arsenal have been lopsided for years. You know, obviously Arsenal relies so much on the right-hand side with Saka out there. Obviously Odegaard and Saka was a link-up duo. Odegaard's not been playing as much recently. But if Arsenal were to make that signing and then have that kind of balance on both sides, it would really have defenders guessing because you can't now automatically just go and double up on one side every time Arsenal are going to attack. You have to think about what's happening on the other side. So that would be an amazing signing. That's the kind of statement signing I think all Arsenal fans want to see. Because Arsenal fans, you know, I still live in North London, you know, everyone is frustrated with the business that Arsenal have done so far. So something like that would get everyone really excited. Everyone will be down to the Emirates buying Vinny shirts, I'm sure. Could
that potentially explain why they've been quiet? Because they've been working on that move behind the scenes.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Well, if you look at Solis, he's gone in there, and I'm not saying that he's... You know, he must be a really good young player for Mikel to look at him and say, we want to bring him in, make him the first signing. And then Vinny Jr., obviously, he could be the main signing. And even if that was it, Solis and Vinny Jr., I would look at that and say, that's a very good window. But I do feel like they need to bring a defender in, especially because Saliba is injured. We don't know how long Saliba is going to be out for. It was reported that he doesn't need back surgery anymore, but he's going to miss a few months for sure. That's why I say John Stones would be amazing because you ain't got to pay nothing for him. And then, can you imagine Vinny Jr. and Alvarez? Them two signings there, that would be fire. But if Vinny Jr., if this could happen, I mean... The fact that the Athletics reporting it means it's, you know, it's real. It's a real source. Yeah. So, I mean, Arsenal fans are going to get excited. I'm excited.
They should. It's early stages. However, David Ornstein is usually a very reputable source, isn't he, when it comes to transfers? I have to say to our viewers, I'm sorry about these coughing fits. It seems to be whenever you come on set. I don't know what aftershave you've got.
It's not my aftershave either.
Yeah,
I ain't wearing none.
Wearing, but I'm allergic to it. All right, Jay, we're going to need to change it up for next time. So could the fact Vinicius Jr. might be leaving for Arsenal be the reason Real Madrid are desperately trying to sign Diomande? And what do you think? Have you seen much of the Leipzig player?
I like Diomande. I think he's a very good young player. Again, the money that Leipzig are looking for, I'm not sure, like the £100 million, I don't think they're going to get that for him. For £100 million plus, I want to be signing the best winger in the world. To me, Diomande is not one of the best wingers in the world right now. There's no doubt about it. He could be if he keeps progressing. He's got a ceiling. He's young. He can keep improving. But I think Real Madrid are looking at more like the Elise. I think if they lose someone like Vinny Jr., who's arguably one of the best, they're going to have to go and sign someone that's arguably one of the best. And that would be the likes of Elise. So I can see Liverpool getting this one.
Yeah.
I can, because Salah's left. He can play on the right, Diomande. That goal we see earlier, that's him playing off the right. But he plays on the left. We see that in the World Cup, where he was playing off the left too. So there's lots of options there. And I feel like that's the one that Liverpool will probably go all out for, because you have to replace Salah's goal somewhere. Obviously, Isak's going to be fit as well, so hopefully he can hit the ground running this season with a good pre-season. But I feel like Diomande will be going, well, if it's not PSG. But then even then with PSG, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, where are you playing? Are you better than Doué?
Yeah.
Are you better than Dembele? You know, are you better than these players? You know, they just signed a striker as well. So it's like, I don't know where.
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, Kvaratskhelia. Like, I don't know where he would be going in to start there, and then that could stifle his progression. So if I'm him and his management, I would look at the pathway.
Yeah.
Right? And then I would say to myself, OK, I'm a young player. I can go to Liverpool, play week in, week out. And I'm not saying Liverpool is a stepping stone, because they're one of the biggest clubs in the world. But if you do really well at Liverpool, you know, Real Madrid are coming again. Barcelona are coming again. All the big nations are coming. Bayern Munich, they're all coming. So if it was me, I'd be telling my player to go somewhere where you can play week in, week out. And, you know, you're going to be in the best league in the world.
You say 100 million, you want the best winger in world football, but I mean, look what City have just done with Elliot Anderson. Chelsea have done with Morgan Rogers, one of the best midfielders in the world.
Elliot Anderson's definitely one of the best midfielders in the world. For me.
I feel like 100 million plus is now the going rate for
it is
a
a going rate. You know,
player.
I mean, I've been talking about this with my friends for a long time now. It was Chelsea. Chelsea disturbed the market a few years ago when they spent 105 on Enzo Fernandez, and they spent, was it 112 or something like that on Caicedo?
Yeah.
Of course, when the market has been disrupted like that, every other club is saying, OK, well, we think our midfielder is worth more than that. We think he's better than that. So we're not taking anything less. You know, Declan Rice was 100 million. If you was to buy Declan Rice now, you're paying like 120 for him. You know, at that moment, 100 million was the going rate.
And the rest, I reckon.
At that moment, that was the going rate. But again, like, if you want to buy one of the world's best attacking players, right, and we're talking about Elise's, then it's the 120 million pounds. But if we're talking about Diomande and he's like, what is he, 19 years old? Yeah. Like, he's just starting out. You know, I'm not paying top dollar for Diomande. That's not proven. He's in the German league. Yes, it is a good league, but to be paying that kind of money so soon, I can't justify that. But there are clubs that are going to be desperate for that kind of player in that position. That's why I say Liverpool. Liverpool have put the same bid in for Real Madrid. Maybe there can be some more add-ons. Maybe there could be more up front. But at the end of the day, I still feel like it's a lot of money, even for Liverpool, for Premier League clubs. I think it's a lot for someone so young and that's fairly inexperienced.
Yeah. But dig around those academies. There's probably someone similar in there.
He didn't have a great World Cup either.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Coast, wasn't it?
Know that Atletico Madrid are not entertaining selling him to Barcelona or Real Madrid. But if he digs his heels in and he wants to go, where will he go? And these rumours are emerging again with him being linked with Arsenal. And we know that Atletico Madrid, big admirers of Victor Gyökeres, they wanted to sign him as well when Arsenal got him. Could this swap deal happen? As I said, Marca reporting today that Arsenal might be willing to do a swap deal with Victor Gyökeres plus £85 million. That's a huge deal. And I started to look at this because, I don't know, for me, this is just me personally, and I know, you know, there's a lot of different opinions because we were talking about this the other day on Forever Arsenal. I'm kind of in the camp that I don't want a swap deal. If Arsenal to get Julián Álvarez, I want Julián Álvarez with Victor Gyökeres. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the two of them playing if Arsenal was to get him, and maybe have Álvarez more out on the left with Gyökeres down the middle. To me, that's what I'd love to see. Curtis, on the other hand, was saying, no, I'd take it. I would definitely swap. Let's have a look at some of the stats. I was looking at it today. When you look at Gyökeres, last season, 21 goals, 3 assists in his first season in the Premier League. Julián Álvarez, over in Spain, 20 goals, 9 assists. So very comparable, not a big difference. At the World Cup, both of them only scored 1 goal. As a matter of fact, Gyökeres 1 goal, 2 assists. Alvarez, 1 goal, no assists. Remember, Alvarez went all the way to the final. Victor Gyökeres got knocked out very early in the tournament. So, again, I mean, like, very, very similar stats. Even when you dig deeper and you go far back, if you look at the 2024-25 season, for Alvarez, that was a great season he had for Atletico Madrid. And we've got to take into account he was playing over in Spain. Gyökeres was playing in Portugal. But he scored 29 goals, 8 assists. Brilliant in Spain. Victor Gyökeres, 54 goals, 13 assists. That can't be ignored. It doesn't matter what league it's in. He was the top goal scorer in Europe for the 2024-25 season when he was at Sporting, and he won the league. The 2023-24 season, just before that, 19 goals, 14 assists. That was when he was at Man City, so in the Premier League. A little bit less than what Gyökeres did last year. Gyökeres, on the other hand, in that season at Sporting, first season there, 23-24 season, 43 goals, 15 assists. It's not like there's a mega difference in goal scoring. As a matter of fact, Gyökeres got a far better goal scoring record. I know when you do the eye test, a lot of people say Alvarez suits our style better. That could be true. But for me, this is just my opinion. I want to get your opinions. I wouldn't do a swap deal. For me, if you're going to get Julián Álvarez, I would love it at Arsenal. Go and buy him and play him with Gyökeres. Gyökeres down the middle, Saka on one side, Alvarez on the other. That's what I'd be happy with. But the swap deal's been talked about again by Marco. I want to get your views on it.
Arteta would do it. But yeah, for me, keep Gyökeres, sign Alvarez, job done, bring on next season. That's my thoughts on it. But thank you, Irish Gooner, for sending in your thoughts. And there was lots of other people who sent in comments and questions about that as well. In terms of Bruno, as I said at the start of the show, we're still in a holding pattern when it comes to Bruno. Much more stories coming out in the last 24 hours or so about Newcastle growing much more frustrated with the whole thing. You're seeing the Newcastle reporters on social media certainly getting very, very wound up by it. And it's a constant stream of messages, posts, interviews, all saying about the frustration of pay up, Arsenal, come on, just pay the money. Which, to be fair, I mean, I can understand. We've been through this as Arsenal fans before, where it's been really, really frustrating, where our best players, our captains, it's a long time ago now, but we did have to endure it summer after summer back in the sort of mid-Emirates era days, when you go back to Van Persie, Cesc and everything like that, Nasri. It was so frustrating to have to deal with. So I can understand why it's annoying for Newcastle. He's their best player, he's their captain. They want him at the club. They've already sold big players. So I get it. And as I said yesterday, I do think Arsenal need to just pull their finger out now and get this done, and if not, move on and get something else done, because you just don't want it to be dragging away. Pre-season, as I said, first game, week today. Bruno back at Newcastle next week. There's no good in this dragging on and on and on now. This is the moment to go on and get this deal done, or to say, okay, fine, you would keep him, we're going to move on to something else. It feels like we are at that point now. And I'm pretty sure Bruno would feel that way as well. It is a really complicated one. Honestly, the people you talk to about this, it feels like a really messy, complicated one that is not. Trust me, when you're trying to put your finger on it and you're talking to people and trying to get a really clear picture in your head about exactly what is happening and where we are in this situation, it's very, very hard, because you're hearing different things from different people.
Diomande and Real Madrid. Because we have to jump into it, we have to discuss the details, and we have to discuss the latest. Because what happened over the last 12 hours? My understanding, guys, is, as I told you, Jose Mourinho indicated to Real Madrid that he wants Diomande. And this is why Real Madrid started an official negotiation with Red Bull Leipzig by sending an opening bid, 90 million euros plus 10 in add-ons, rejected by Leipzig. They want more than 100 million euros to get the deal done for Diomande. And also, important to mention, over the weekend, this decision made by Real Madrid to go all-in for Diomande, as I told you in the last video, has also clarified the situation around the other clubs. Today we had reports from Germany about Manchester City. Man City are ready to bid, Man City are ready to jump into it. Man City already tried, but it was a few days ago. Arsenal also tried, but it was a few days ago. It was 1 week ago when Manchester City, Arsenal tried to get in touch with people close to the player and tried to understand if there was a chance to enter the deal. But the answer from Diomande was not to open doors to English clubs. And at this stage, nothing has changed. Then, guys, it's a story where many things changed already, because Diomande at the beginning was open to joining Liverpool. Then he agreed personal terms with Paris Saint-Germain, and now we have Real Madrid in the game. And on Real Madrid, guys, now what happened is that I can reveal an extra detail to you. Real Madrid have been on travel, on a mission over the week, and it was a few days ago, to start a conversation with Red Bull Leipzig. So they presented an official bid and they had a face-to-face meeting with Red Bull Leipzig, but also met with people close to the player. Real Madrid have been on a mission for Diomande, and the update of the night I can give you on this really important story is that, according to my information, Real Madrid have received green light from Diomande on personal terms. So after opening doors, as I told you in the morning, Real Madrid have now an agreement on personal terms with Diomande. So after Paris Saint-Germain in June, now also Real Madrid